Good evening, everybody. Oh boy. Okay. So we got a couple people following in there. So those who don't know who I am, my name's Teddy Treebark, and I am the head TO of the Indianapolis of the FGC, as well as pretty much the greater Indiana state, at least in terms of fighting games. So, been playing fighting games for about 8 years now, and oh boy, 2024, man, a wild ride we have been on. After losing a venue in 2023, and we managed to bounce back with boss battle games, and it was definitely a return of an era, so to speak. It may not have been at the Castleton Mall, or not the Washington Square Mall, where it wasn't as spacious, but the vibes were immaculate. So I'm glad we were able to kind of start the year off with that kind of a huge bang. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff we are going to cover this kind of fireside chat. So much so that I kind of had to make a outline / rubric for, like, you know, when you're doing speech class. I had to make an outline to make sure I didn't skip over anything, or I talked about it and not just rattle on about stuff. So that's kind of where we're at. So personal life. This is just kind of an update on me, where I'm standing, and how this whole hiatus thing was going on. If you saw me at November Fight Club, I know I committed the crime of not resting when I should have. So things have been especially rocky within my personal life lately. I'm now single again. Had a bit of a, I wouldn't say a rough breakup, but it wasn't like great either. And then COVID and the food poisoning, and now I just been recently diagnosed with diabetes. So if I'm not on top of everything, and if I'm not like posting the like brackets and like announcements at like a regular interval, I do apologize, and I'm still trying to adjust to that lifestyle and whatnot. My whole diet has been upended, so I have to pretty much start from scratch and have to relearn, you know, and I have to be especially careful about what I'm putting into my body and whatnot. And who knows if it was just me like eating out a lot, or if it's just hereditary, because I know my family has a slight history of type 2 diabetes, but that doesn't matter. So these are the cards I'm dealt with, and I kind of have to deal with it. So, for those of you who are new to the stream, or who are just joining our awesome community of the Indiana FGC, once a year I like to hold these types of streams, and where I get feedback from the people in the community, and we do a bit of a fireside chat. Basically, what happens is, hey, here's what's going to happen in the upcoming year. What changes of the monthly or to the tournaments we're doing for, any upcoming announcements, any collaborations that we are doing, and basically we go over feedback, and we kind of just get our grievances and try to discuss our issues as a community in a more constructive manner. And we can do that after a Q&A and such. So there's a lot of stuff I'm here to cover. So without further ado, let's get into like the kind of nitty gritty of it. So let's just get this big one out of the way, right? It is no surprise, and I hate to get political in here. Well, if you can even call it political. There's no doubt that the election has people scared. These are very scary times we live in, especially with all this, and 2024, no short of like other various FGC scandals, with like the Uli Show shit and others, and like the Shin Blade stuff. It's no secret that there's a lot of pronounced racism, bigotry, just all around, and it just seems to be at an all-time high within the FGC, not like the greater FGC, not here necessarily. I haven't had a problem with this community yet, and hopefully it will continue to be that way. But this is just kind of me just standing on business here, because I did receive a lot of responses in the feedback survey, just calling me, "Oh, you're a woke-minded leftist virus type shit," and to those people, here's what I have to say. If caring about the basic need of others, especially within the LGBT and minorities, such as Black people and Hispanics and the like, if that is considered politics, if you consider that politics, the very rights of human beings with hopes and dreams and lives to live, if you consider that quote-unquote politics, I got some bad news for you. We don't want you at our attorneys. And to say, man, fuck these politicians, you want to just press buttons. And the fact of the matter is, politics affect us every day. It doesn't matter whether it be state level or federal level. We can't just continue just to kind of ignore the outside world around us. And I'm saying this because as an openly bisexual man, right? It's no that the current president is very anti-LGBT and every stuff, and it's scary for people like me, and to those who kind of like either and it's very important to kind of know who you're hanging around with, right? It's important to know who you're hanging around with and whether they support you or not. And I will say, and to kind of wrap things up, because I don't want to like linger on this topic too long, because some people accuse me of you're pushing your beliefs on people or whatever. If by beliefs my basic human rights to exist, have a life, get a house, get married, is considered politics for you, or just respecting pronouns of other transgender people, or just not being a bigot, if you consider that politics, just fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. I will not compromise on bigotry. I will not allow hate in my community, and I will certainly not allow it. That's, if your beliefs are people shouldn't die for just, it's just, people shouldn't die for just existing or living the way they want to live. So the next time you go to, like, when you're hanging out or you're going to the polls or whatever, just remember, I can't host these tournaments if my rights are taken away or if I'm dead. So I want you to think about that for a second. Anyway, speaking of keeping our community safe, and I'm not gonna lie, I made a pretty rash tweet, kind of throwing the Strive community under the bus because of the whole election scare and whatnot. But out came an idea that one of my mutuals who formerly left the FGC, and they had their issues with it, and they suggested the idea to me. I want to give a shout out to Luna Swag Money, who gave me the idea that might just help us kind of push forward and might keep our community just a little bit safer for the rest of us. Okay, so hang on. I'm gonna switch scenes here, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. And here it is. I present to everybody the Indiana FGC Help Hotline. So it's no secret to everybody that this is just so the nice thing about this form is you can fill this anonymously or not anonymously if you want. It can be as minor as, hey, someone's bullying little Timmy, or it can be more serious offenses like, hey, bigotry or racism, or just other like bad shit. And this will give you the allow to kind of safely under the radar report to TO, and it gives a direct line to us TOs. So a direct line to Charlie, direct line to myself, Jesse, and the others. Think of this whole thing as a neighborhood watch. The only difference being you don't have Karen breathing down your neck when your grass is 3 inches below the HOA approved length. So it is. So as you can see, you can include your tag, your Discord. If you the tags of the problems of the person that is causing the issue. So I'm gonna zoom in here just to make it a little bit more readable here. If you don't know what they look like, give a description, explain the issue, and if you're posting this anonymously, you still want to name reminders, you can post your burner stuff here. That way, if we need to clarify some issues, we can kind of talk it out and kind of figure out a game plan here. Of course, we have kind of scale 1 to 5. And this will also kind of tell us how pressing, how soon do we need to deal with this issue or whatever. And of course, if you have evidence, whether it's pictures, and screenshots, and video, you can also drop them here. So I know I've been sharing a lot of like responses. One that's some that made me laugh in Discord and other stuff. But these responses are for the TO's eyes only. So you don't have to worry about your response being highlighted or whatever. It will be completely discreet. It would be under radar, and and there will be deliberators on what we do. So whether it be Zero Zen and I talking about it, or Charlie and I are talking about it, or any other TO of Purdue. So hopefully the idea is, one, you can help kind of get rid of bad factors within our community, and as well, you can kind of just do it in a more discreet way, because sometimes it's hard to come forward with these types of situations. And I will say, as as myself being a victim of sexual assault, it's very hard to come forward, and sometimes, and especially on a lot of the FGC, and we've all seen it. Some people just straight up don't believe you, or the TOs kind of brush it off, or they're too afraid to do anything about it because it's. So this hopefully kind of discourages any kind of that behavior, because people can kind of report you and we can kind of take direct action for this if it's possible. So that's basically the Indiana FGC hotline. Major disclaimer here. I have to stress this enough. We are not the police, all right? We are not judge, jury, executioner. The best we can do is ban people from events and make sure they're not coming. This will be on a Google form, so I will post the link in Discord and Facebook. Make sure that stuff is pinned. That way, it's easy to access. It's easy to understand. So this form is not. I haven't posted the links for this though, so they will be up shortly after the Fireside stream. So again, big disclaimer: we are not the police. All right. Again, we just ban people from coming to the events. I can ban them from bracket or whatever. But we're not a voice of authority. We can't go to other majors and say, hey, ban this guy because of XYZ. We can, but it's just keep in mind, we are a lot more limited. If you wish to press charges on the more serious offenses, please contact your local authorities. All right. I know it sucks, but it's this is the best we got in terms of keeping our community just a little bit safer. And it's especially with this election and other stuff, it's more important now than ever to watch each other's backs. So that's kind of it in terms of the Indiana Health Hotline. All right. So that's all we have for that. So let's talk about why many of you are here. Some of the changes, some of the upcoming changes, and some of our plans for Fight Club or any other possible monthlies coming up in 2025. Boy oh howdy, we got a couple big changes coming up to Fight Club. So, obviously, according to our survey here, there have been complaints about kind of loosey-goosey schedule timings, people showing up late and kind of just starting bracket a little bit late and whatever. So with that now, we are going to be more strictly enforcing that pre-reg state there. So if you don't sign up by the day before midnight, and you don't make on-site registration, which is from 12 to 1, tough luck. Be here on time. And that's your responsibility as a competitor. And we will be doing a new schedule with Fight Club coming up, as you probably already saw in the new Fight Club that Charlie has been posting as well. So the first event will be starting at 1 p.m., which is when on-site registration ends. So 12 moment, you have an hour to show up and do some So it's a very important for y'all to kind of just pre-register. It's better for me to kind of just take you out of the bracket if you can't make it. Just send me a message and go over whatever. It's better. It's not, and you're not paying until you get to the venue. So there's no commitment in terms of pre-registering. Literally no commitment. The second change I want to go over, because I've been asked this a lot, and I did talk to Dustin and Felicia about this, and I wanted to run it by them because so starting this January, PC setups are now allowed for tournament setups. However, there's some guidelines. There's some caveats. So, there's 3 caveats I want to go for PC setups, alright? Your PC or laptop or Steam Deck must be able to run the game at a stable 60 frames per second with no performance drops, or the use of potato mods to get that up there. So I don't want people coming in here with a netbook with a potato mod trying to play Strive or whatever. It's not happening. The other guideline: if you are using a Steam Deck, you must have an accompanying monitor with it, because no one wants to try to play a game on that tiny ass screen. So if you're using a Steam Deck, bring a monitor to accompanying it in order to get that full discount. And lastly, your controllers must be able to work with PC and PS4 and PS5 due to the stream. If I call you up to stream and I find out your controller doesn't work with PS4, PS5, that's a DQ. You're going to losers. Or if you can't and you make it a top 8, you can't play on stream at all because your controller work. Well, you're gonna have to forfeit the match. Yeah. So PC players, rejoice, you guys. What if a game's World Tour recovered? Well, the thing about technically, here's the thing. That's what we have the stream set up for. There's actually no guidelines on off-stream setups for Tekken. Really, the only thing for Tekken Top 8, at least for the local level, to be qualified as a dojo event, is you must have at least 16 players. Top 8 must be streamed. Top 8 must be streamed. And you have to have like the appropriate graphics for your program. That's pretty much it, at least for Tekken. For World Tours, we'll have to consult, so more info on that later. We will definitely keep you guys updated on what's happening with that, because with most World Tours, Arceus World Tour is just offline stuff. I don't know what they're gonna reveal at the Arc World Finals, if they plan on doing anything different. We'll definitely keep an eye out for that as well. If your laptop had mods, okay. There is a 4th guideline, Heinz. Mods are okay, but they must be safe for work. They must be safe for work and purely cosmetic. So if I would actually discourage people from using mods. Yeah. Because there are certain cosmetic mobs that kind of mess with the current hitboxes and stuff, and even cosmetic mods can make it look way more deceiving than it actually is. So it's better. Yeah. So just no poor mods. Yeah. No, not safe for work. No. Come on, man. It's. We're in public. Have some at least have some have some decency. So that's kind of like the upcoming changes to Fight Club. So some of you already know, we are doing a rotation between. So we have Tekken and Street Fighter. We have Rev 2 coming up this January. Because one, it's turn in the rotation of games, and two, I need to practice for Frosties. So yeah, just keep it safe for work, Hines. That's all I ask. Nothing too crazy in terms of the cosmetics and other stuff. As long as you can you can still kind of discern the hitboxes. You can still, it's still within the character's models. It's still within like I don't want any like Bowser Go Lewis shit, So, where was I? Right. Games. So, is it known if there's any latency issues for regarding PS5 Pros? We have no idea about what the console is, because quite frankly, nobody has bought one. So as far as I'm concerned, we have no idea. So we're just gonna stick with PS5 until, yeah. If you have a PS5 Pro, which my first question is why. Second, we'll just have to kind of explore that uncharted territory. We'll kind of just explore that kind of uncharted territory together as kind of a community. But that's anyway, back to the games at hand. So we are doing a rotation between Rev 2, Uni 2, and Strive. So Rev 2 is up first on the rotation. However, once April 27th comes around, we'll replace that third slot with City of the Wolves, and we'll try to keep City of Wolves in that third slot for a bit, maybe for a couple months or two, just to see how well it kind of latches onto the community. We'll kind of just go from there. Anyway, there's a couple of potential venues I also noticed upcoming this year. So some of you may have known or forgotten or whatever. We do have casuals at Yes Gaming Lounge, but just based on what I've seen in the Indianapolis chat and whatever, it seems like not a lot of people have gone, right? Not of casuals, whatever. So it might, I might swing by, yes, and see, hey, maybe this whole casual thing is not for us. Maybe you can host a monthly for more smaller games, because that venue is small, which will be perfect for, which will be perfect for these smaller type anime games like Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, Exerd, and whatever. So that is another avenue we can take, especially in terms of like Marvel and stuff. I'm trying to not try to fit a bunch of games in a monthly, rather than we have multiple events to kind of cover our bases. That way everyone can have a sort of home for it. Because believe it or not, there's only so much time in the day we have for Fight Club, and I can't run everything, and we can't fit everything because of it is a matter of manpower and space. So we can't. So our best option is to look elsewhere, who is willing to host that venue in bracket. The other venue. So I don't know if any of y'all been to Grandmaster Games down the south side of 465. They are. If you haven't followed their Facebook already, you probably seen a post that they are moving, and one of like the tentative floor plan is to include a game area, like a video game area. And I reached out to them, and I asked them, hey, would you be interested just hosting maybe a small monthly for the more niche titles and whatnot? That way you're not directly competing with Fight Club and other stuff. And they say they'd be down for it. So Grandmaster is definitely a possible venue. I don't want to like set anything in stone quite just yet, but they are interested. And hopefully we can move forward on that particular, once they kind of move everything and kind of get settled in and everything. So sorry, I'm looking through my rubric here. So those are kind of like what the potential is. Okay. Now for a bit the surprise announcement. So I was reached out by XN, who is, if I remember, you are XN. If I remember correctly, you are the Georgia FGC, one of the Georgia FGC TOs. Or Kentucky. Cool. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Georgia for whatever reason. So, they reached out to me and Jesse, of course, and to sort of kind of create more state versus state competition and whatnot. We will be there will be 8v8 crew battles. Featuring various states. So let me just let me just go ahead and let me just go ahead back to my web browsing scene here. There we go. And I'm going to go over here. So here's kind of the basic rundown of here's kind of the rundown we're doing for these team battles that XN so far. So these teams are going to be consisting of 8 players. 5 main card players and three preliminary players. The preliminary players will be used first. Main cards are used after or to be used last. The players must be active in the in the scenes they are representing. So if you're on the Ohio roster and you're not going to shit in terms of Ohio, you can't be on the team. So a captain must be chosen and listed. For me not being in the know, I know surface level street enough for a TO to get around. So with that, we're going to so team rosters are due mid-January, and hopefully my brain fucking flatlined. Is teams are due by mid-January. We don't have an exact timeline yet. Yeah, no, my brain cells. This is what happens when you have to fucking monitor your blood sugar. I get overloaded. So obviously I will post the full rules in the Discord if you want to read the rules more in detail and how this whole situation will start. I personally will not be choosing a captain. I will kind of leave it up to the Street Fighter community on that. Because you guys have a much better grasp on who's skill level, who should be primary, whatever. I will recommend that either Dom or Tony be captain. So it is completely up to you. And of course, once our teams will be locked in, they will start a schedule of events. And hopefully that may be hopefully that can maybe help you out in terms of who to recruit for the team. We can have up to 2 teams if we want. So that's that is kind of the resurrection. So I was actually pretty excited when Exen kind of reached out to me for that. I was like, oh, this will be a really nice thing. No, Spider Pipe. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not just. It's the entirety of the Indiana FGC. It is basically, hey, what's happening? Yeah, copy pasta. Yeah, copy pasta. So yeah. That is basically what's on the other rubric here. Because we're kind of just zooming through this right now. Okay, so feedback. So for those who are just joining us now, welcome. This is the Indianapolis FGC Fireside Chat. Basically, this is basically kind of a retrospective on what happened during the year of 2024, what plans we have for 2025, some upcoming changes and announcements for our local fighting game community here in this flyover state that we call But yeah, to catch everybody up, basically fuck bigots. I can't believe I have to say this, but yeah, introduced the help hotline. So this would be a introduce the help hotline and change the Fight Club. We're allowing PC setups, and then also adjusting the schedule and being more strict about the what time the bracket starts. That's basically kind of a okay. I Tricenophan, I see you mentioned Smash Brothers. So here's the thing about that. No. So we're gonna go over some of the responses that we're going to go for. Kind of a So I see a bunch of people mentioning Smash. They have their own scene. They have their own. They have their own scene. They have their own established weeklies and monthlies and other events. Please visit their Facebook page at Indianapolis Smash. They have their own dedicated scene, and we don't associate it with them. It sucks. It sucks because, to be honest, a lot of the indie smashers are kind of cool. Shout out to my boy Prod. But it is just a logistic issue. Okay, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you're a bot. You're a bot. I can just tell. All right. I'm not sure what that was all. Yeah. At the same time, let's not fucking kick rocks about Smash or whatever. Let's not disparage any communities. They have their own scene. They have their own cool people and what they do. They have their own community. Shit. What was I gonna do? Right. Feedback survey. So we had 33 responses. Judging by like kind of what on the feedback here, I'm just gonna go to our web browsing scene here. Yeah. All right. So let's go to our web browsing. So here's this kind of the results here. Kind of what I'm seeing here. Now guys get to see kind of the data I can kind of been looking at here. So based on this was for our expectations. This kind of. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I don't know what's happening, chat, but I'm just gonna kind of go here. Nate, you want mod privileges? Here you go. How the fuck do I? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's just get back to it. Basically, a lot of you just want just good vibes and just a safe social outlet, which is kind of the idea here. Some practice for a major, and and some of the more surprising things. High production stream is like pretty much at the low end of shit, which kind of surprised me. I thought there would be more, to be quite honest. So that kind of reminds me. All right, so as we hear, if you haven't attended, yeah, it's well, the sound quality can be lacking. Um, Obviously, there's a lot of obviously there's a lot of people. If you're not attending vocals, here's some of the reasons why. And it's kind of a spread out tree, which is super. You know, it's good. This is whatever. I don't understand why this, but yeah, I've been seeing a lot of praise as well as like some really good ideas. So a couple. There's a couple things that we might want to try, especially in the upcoming months of February. So a lot of it comes down to, so I've been told like, hey, maybe we can have a fourth game, we just not stream it, or we can either not stream it or have it somewhere else. The thing is, we're kind of already pressed for space, right? Yeah, I'm working on that, Nate. I'm trying to see if I can make you a mod. Ah, here it is.
Here comes a daredevil.
There you go, Nate. And I'm trying to there you go. All right, cool. All right, cool. We got that fixed. Sorry about that, folks. All right. All right. With that, so there's been a couple. So there's a couple of it's been a couple of of so couple of mystery brackets here and there. Well, I think this is a good idea. I don't know if anybody has a collection or something we can use as kind of like, oh, this is what we can use as a mystery game bracket, whatever. Because if I want to do a mystery bracket, I don't want to do like, oh, Aquapizza or whatever, and then just like a bunch of random like more stuff. If I'm doing a mystery bracket, I want to do like some really obscure shit, you know? I want to be able to be like, I want it to be like, what the fuck is this game type shit. So I know there's been a couple requests for running more games. There's been a couple requests to run less games. It's kind of all over the place. So for now, what we'll try to do, Waku Waku 7. Real question is, when's the time killers bracket? If you know, you know. So with yeah. But yeah, back to the feedback form at hand. So what we will probably try to do on February is we'll try have a possibly kind of a fifth game run in tandem of Tekken. Only that time it will not be streamed. So we can have another set of setups because we might be able to squeeze a fifth game in there because it doesn't take that long. But I think 5 is kind of the maximum I kind of want. And we can kind of rotate. That way we have more games in terms of rotating. That way, okay, we have the fourth game to rotate between Uni 2, Rev 2, and Strive. And then the other set of rotation will have Grand Blue, Marvel, insert third game here. BBCF maybe, I don't know, because I've been seeing a lot of requests for Central Fiction. I've been receiving a lot of requests for Exert, which makes me happy. I've been seeing a request for Uni 2. So yeah, that will be kind of that. So that will be probably in February, in the February monthly. The other thing I went on this feedback form is volunteers in terms of brackets, and I was quite surprised. There was a lot of you that were actually pretty willing to help with brackets, which is super fucking nice. I could use the help. So it's probably not going to be January because there's a lot of stuff going on in January. But probably February. What I might do is host a seminar, whether it be it's streamed here or we do it in person, whatever the case may be. The reason that you can come back, Heinz, is you can play Mahjong with me. But yeah. So the other, I don't have an exact timeline on when we have this so-called Start GG bootcamp. For what we have, I don't have a exact timeline for when we would have the seminar. It's probably going to be probably mid-February or so, probably when we get started with the things here. But But other than that, it's this kind of 17. A lot of good stuff here. Of course, there's the nasty, nasty stuff. But you know, there is. I mean, we're basically done for now because there isn't a whole lot to this form other than, oh, that does remind me. I forgot. So one thing about this form. So there is one change we're going to do this form from now on. So from now on, this form is going to be happening twice a year. It will not be anonymous. You have to kind of it will collect your email. It will collect your email. I will need your start using Discord and whatnot. Because of certain people, House Rivals. We'll get to Q&A later. So the thing about, so we're doing this twice a year now, and we're kind of removing the anonym. How the fuck do you say that word? You can't be anonymous on doing this feedback form. Stand on business with your feedback. So because we had, and I'm sure I've already highlighted this in the event page and the in the FGC page, and it's the same type of people who kind of just use this form to kind of just bash the scene or bash me or any bashing of the other venue staff on the guise of a mask. So we're gonna remove that anonymity. So congrats whoever said all this shit, this mean shit about me. You kind of just ruined shit for everyone. So we're kind of just removing the blanket of anonymity here, and just we're gonna have these feedback forms twice a year. The Fireside chat will probably still be annual. I haven't really decided on that yet, but yeah. That's kind of the feedback form in a nutshell. We'll try to kind of like make more room. We'll see if we can run more games in tandem, because I think at this point we can run a fifth game. It just won't be streamed. I think we can possibly do it. I think that'd be possible. So that will definitely be a thing we can do for Fight Club, because we've already kind of got to know it. But again, we're gonna have to be strict on time. That's the caveat when running with games, is you have to be strict on time. You have to be. So if you're not on time, you're tough luck. You know, you don't pre-register, or you pre-registering, you don't make it, and you don't message me that you're here or whatever. Too bad. All right. Now we can do Q&A. So if you made it this far, congrats. Hear me rambling on for like an hour. What questions do you guys have for me as a TO, and what kind of whatever. Okay. Yeah, not really a question, but yeah. Could you add examples of volunteer over back for what would look? Yeah, sure. I'll actually just show you guys right now. Um, um, yeah, we can. So what I mean by volunteering, so it basically what you said. What you said, Spring Moon. It's basically kind of just all the above. So whether you can make your own bracket or you can report wins, um, help seed. It's kind of like an all of the above type deal. But yeah, I can do that for the next survey form. That way we can get a better idea of what people can do good at. So for like example here, is there some? Do we even have like enough for like a fucking bracket? Good fucking god, man. Whatever. Let's do Fight Club X or whatever. So you have something like this. I would need someone just to report the wins like so. Maybe assign stream or help run stream for that matter. Anything else? Um, any other questions for me as a TO, or any grievances? How's Rivals 2 going in Indiana? There's, from what I can tell, there's no scene for it. I don't think even the Smash player. Well, I think more of the Smash players are kind of playing into it, and it's kind of leaning more towards what they would host. So there's not really a scene here for the FGC. Um. So yeah, there's not. Yeah, I honestly don't know. If I were you, I would check the Indianapolis Smash players and just post a question on there. They would probably have a better idea of if Rivals 2 is being ran or whatever, and they have a better idea of what the scene is like there. So I'm not the one. I haven't been to a Smash event in like fuck. Yeah. Could we do a Can we do a commentary sign up form? Absolutely. Yeah, I think that is a I think that's a good idea. We would have to make it for every Fight Club, but I don't see why. I don't see being I don't see I don't see it being an issue because it's pretty easy to kind of just make these forms and kind of duplicate them. So yeah, we can have commentary sign up forms just to keep things organized. Um, what else? Any other questions or any other any other questions or grievances with me? Um, fucking what? Actually, volunteer form and expectations. Um, sure. It would probably. I don't know if I would do a. No sparking zero. No sparking zero. No sparking zero. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the volunteer form as just like, hey, this is what you're expected to do and whatnot, or we make one every month. The commentary one is kind of straightforward. The volunteer form, that's kind of scratching my head, but I'm sure I can figure. I'm sure I can figure something out. I actually, while we're here, I have a PSA for everybody. If you are. Yeah. An expectation, yeah, we can make like some kind of post or something. Maybe put it on the Start GG form. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. There is a PSA I would like to do because I had this issue happen in the last monthly. All right, I'm gonna show you something. See this fucking fight stick, y'all? This fight stick right here. All right. Do not buy this. All right. Do not buy this. Absolutely do not buy this. Here's a couple reasons. One, that whole universal shit. That's a sham. Because you need a controller. You have to plug your controller in, and then you plug into the console itself, and then you have to plug in the actual stick into it itself. No. I had so many people bring this fucking garbage stick here. Well, and the thing is, by the time you get this stick and a controller to go with it, you might as well just buy a Quamba or something. If you do bring this, have the appropriate pad. Bring a PS5 pad. Yep, and yeah. Just stay. If you can, buy yourself a Quamba or Hori stick. None of this shit. You'll thank me later. I can't tell you how many times I like fumbled with this stick. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to kind of get this crew battle. This is definitely. Any other questions kind of concerning State Fight Club? Any questions about potential venues and other stuff? What other stuff you guys have for me? Because at this point, we're kind of just done. We're just taking Q&A at this point. You guys missed the first part of this. Don't worry. The video will be on YouTube. That way you guys can kind of cycle up that yourself. Um, again, a lot of the forums, including the help hotline, the crew battle stuff, these will all be posted shortly after. Okay. If that's the case, if that's the case, let me check Discord because some people. Probably just gave an announcement. So yeah, we're gonna we'll post the help hotline, the regional crew battles, and of course the VOD on YouTube. Once we are done recording here, so before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out. So I just want to kind of just deliver my thank yous for the year and kind of just go in. So first off, I want to thank Prayer Hand Emoji. Really stepped up for the community and working with the tech side of things, especially with the World Tour Dojo events. He has been in correspondence with the the Tekken World Tour people, making sure everything's up to snuff. Everything is up to snuff. Make sure we're fulfilling all the requirements and stuff. And him doing the Swiss stuff. I think that's very, very cool of him to do. And trying experiment. He has really stepped up and has become my right hand man. So I'm eternally grateful for that. So Charlie, if you're watching the stream, fucking thank you, man. I can't stress this enough. Want to give out to shout out to Fury Fire Bill, who's been also helping me kind of run these brackets himself whenever he can. Fury Fire, aka Bill. An astronomical help, especially when we had those bigger monthly. He was there to help run those brackets. He ran them pretty smoothly. Shout outs to Bill in that regard. Thank you guys so much. And of course, I want to thank each and every one of you for making these events possible. Yeah. And yeah, Nate's also been helping me from the shadows, kind of improving ideas and giving me ideas on how to better improve the ED at FGC and how we get organized. But most of all, we want. I want to thank each and every one of the community members that do show up, whether your games, regardless whether your game is played or not. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up and just being part of the community and just celebrating, and they're at a worst. And I love you guys. This community has shaped kind of who I am, and this is my way of getting back, and this is my way of like somewhat paying that debt, so to speak. So that's basically kind of the idea. With that in mind, we are going to kind of end the stream here. 2024 has been a ride, guys. And hopefully we had a great start in 2024, and it kind of teetered a little bit, but we had a consistent strong. We still have our regulars and whatnot, and you know what? want you guys to remember that I do care about you guys. I do value your feedback. I can't grow this community without just I can't grow this community without accepting that criticism and whatnot. And so anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Happy holidays. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys in 2025. Happy holidays, guys, and hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.